Instagram Live. Good morning. As again, I'm speaking to two cameras so that I can stream to my Instagram and my Facebook like I promised you. I'm hoping that the Instagram audio is much better today than it is yesterday. Today I'm using Gus's phone. So, hey Marina, how are you? If anybody has any questions while I'm talking, feel free to just chime in, ask away, because I love to actually be able to connect and talk to people, especially when I'm on these lives, because I'm barely on these lives. Having a young kid who doesn't stop talking, who when you're on the phone, you're like, this is an important phone call, and like continues to make noise. Like you just can't ever schedule anything. So I'm really glad that I have 10 minutes of your time. Just pop me in your headphones if you just started work. Hopefully you can listen. And if you can't, that's okay, because I'm going to save these and I'm going to pop them on my Instagram feed and on my Facebook feed and on my YouTube and on my LinkedIn. So it's going to be everywhere. And today I want to talk about the best and the worst ways to heal your PCOS. Now, I've been diagnosed with PCOS since I was 18. And I remember at the time there was nothing out there, like no information that really gave me like a blueprint. Like, okay, so I've been given the pill by my doctor, but now what do I do? What do I actually do in my life? And I'm a person who I like to take responsibility and accountability for the actions that I take. So if I'm doing something wrong, like I kind of want someone to tell me. The problem with Western medicine is that they're really great at helping you get rid of the symptoms so that the symptoms don't appear anymore, but they aren't trained in how to naturally treat PCOS. Now, if you Google, can PCOS be cured? The answer is no. And I believe that the reason that that's the case, not that I'm saying it can be cured, but my own story was I remember going to my doctor and she was like, well, you used to have all the symptoms and you used to have all the blood work and you used to have irregular periods and you used to have cysts on your ovaries and you don't have any of that anymore. And I was like, hey, Marina. So I was like, okay, so am I cured? Did I cure myself? And she was like, well, I can't really say that. I'm a doctor. We're not allowed to say that, but I mean, you don't have any of the symptoms or any of the blood work or any of the problems. So had you come to me now for the very first time, I would never have diagnosed you with PCOS. So it's just interesting. I'm not making, hey Bianca, hey Candice, I'm not making any sweeping accusations. But, you know, like that's been my journey and also the journey of the thousands of women that I've helped. Now, if you actually don't know who I am, I should probably introduce myself. I'm Dee Zabara. So if you come across my Instagram or my Facebook, my LinkedIn or my YouTube for the very first time, hello, I'm a women's hormone specialist. I'm a nutritionist and I'm a personal trainer. And so I want to share with you the best ways and the worst ways to heal your PCOS. Now, I did a quick, I'm going to answer your question in a second, Marina. But I did a quick Instagram live. So I summarized everything I'm about to say on my Instagram reel that I did this morning in this purple dress. And I was getting myself ready with my low tox makeup. So go and have a look at that if you just want like a real quick snippet. Otherwise, if you're still here on the call and you want to ask me questions, I'm here for it. So only relying on medication. Now that is, in my opinion, the worst way to heal your PCOS. And the reason is that doctors don't know how to treat it naturally, like I've already said. So I get that there's some resistance because if you've had a PCOS journey and you sort of feel like you've tried everything, you might have just been like going in the same direction, trying medication after medication. Now, the problem with medication is that it gives you side effects, and then those side effects have to be managed. So spironolactone, metformin, and there's a whole bunch of weight loss drugs as well that I cannot remember the names of, but it's like, no, I can't remember the names of them, but they've got like really funky names, but I see people post about them all the time in PCOS Facebook groups. And so I'm really conscious, I'm very aware that people are really struggling for solutions. And so they're looking for medications. And the thing that kills me is that most of them, they don't want to take these medications. They actually ask and say, look, I don't want to take this medication, but who's tried spironolactone and you know, did it end up working for you? I was even talking to a female who was saying to me, that she had been on spironolactone for 15 years and it hasn't been working, but her doctor won't let her go off it. And I feel for doctors because, you know, people come to them for these hormonal problems and all they really have is those tools. And so I'm a huge fan because there are plenty of doctors who are switched on about this, who really try to help and look for different solutions other than what's kind of just like, okay, if someone has, you know, this diagnosis, then this is what you give them. And they're kind of looking outside of the box and like thinking, okay, how can these people take accountability in their life? Hey, Hannah, hey, Annie. And so I think that that's a really positive way. So if you have that relationship with your doctor, awesome. If you've been diagnosed with PCOS, awesome, because at least it gives you some answers, right? So yeah, I just wanted to like recognize that like there can be some resistance with thinking, but I'm doing all these right things. You know, I eat well and I train, but I still have PCOS symptoms. Nothing's going to help me. Hey, Jana, like nothing's going to help me. And how could something that's natural, that's a natural blueprint, a holistic blueprint that looks at the 3 pillars, eat and, what you're eating, how you're training and your mindset, how can that possibly help me or how can that possibly change? Hey, Case. And so I really encourage you guys to have a look on my website at the video testimonials. Like there are women who are saying, I thought I was doing everything right anyway. I was already health conscious. I was already on this journey and I had no idea that this whole time there was targeted ways of doing things. There was targeted ways of eating and targeted ways of training, and to train in a certain way in the first half of my cycle and a certain way in the second half. Now, you've probably heard of the 4 phases, but I actually just grouped them into halves just to make it simple. Because I know I'm an overwhelmed, busy person. And if someone can make my life simple and make my life easier, then I'm a fan. So the best ways to heal your PCOS really is to address the real problem. Hey, Sam, is to address the real problem. And the real problem is that the way that you're eating, the way that you're training, and the way that you're thinking can be optimized to help you fix the underlying systems. So the systems that are getting affected are your nervous system. So if you're always in fight or flight, if you always feel anxious, hey, Brittany, if you're always feeling, down with low mood, especially before your period comes. And I know with PCOS, it can be really unpredictable, which is stressful in itself. So learning how to regulate your nervous system, learning how to regulate your detoxification system, and helping to actually support that, which a lot of people don't actually realize. You need to do that on a daily basis. If you live in any kind of city, unless you're in the bush, in the middle of nowhere, you are getting exposed to all these things from your external environment. So you might not be polluting your own body, but you walk out onto the street, there's car fumes, there's people smoking around you, you're touching plastics, and all of those things are influencing you from the outside in. And so it's really important that you get that detoxification system under control. And, a lot of gut issues and skin issues, especially acne, create a really clear indication, a really clear link that your detoxification system needs some help. And then the last system is the endocrine system, which is the system that we're trying to fix and address, but specifically your blood sugar balance. And even if you don't have or haven't been diagnosed with insulin resistance, hey, Susanna, even if you haven't been diagnosed with insulin resistance, if you have PCOS, you still have to address your blood sugar and make sure that your body is correctly putting sugar, which comes from all the carbohydrates that you eat, in the right place. Otherwise, you will start to notice your body composition change, your body shape change, and you will start to gain weight like crazy and think, I don't understand what's going on. And so, I love how people, try to say, oh, it's calories in, calories out, and that's all that matters. Yes, calories do matter, but hormones matter more. Okay, so it's those 3 pillars. So really addressing, how you're eating, how are you training, and how are you thinking really help to address those underlying systems that I just spoke about, those 3 systems, which is your nervous system, your detoxification system, and your kind of blood sugar management system, which is still part of your endocrine system. So obviously I'm live now, which is awesome. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. I know it's Australia Day for all the Australians. It is the masterclass. So this is the 3 mistakes that PCOS women make. I am so pumped to do this masterclass. You can still sign up today. You can go to www.thepcosproject.com/masterclass. And if you head to that link, you can register, and it will be probably about no more than an hour. I like to make things quick. This is why this one's only going to be 10 minutes. No more than an hour, but that will include Q&A. And I always get lots of Q&A. There's 65 people signed up already, so 65 of you, and I cannot wait to all meet you, although your video is going to be turned off, but I'm going to be answering all of your questions. So I really can't wait for that. That's going to be so exciting. I've launched the PCOS project yesterday. I welcomed in Monique and I welcomed in Melanie, and I'm so excited that these women are my first uptakers, the ones who are really taking the plunge. And I can see that they're already smashing through the modules and already getting so much value out of the PCOS project. So I really encourage you guys to jump on board in this launch week. You're going to save $1,000. $1,000. That means it's nearly half price. So if you're interested or you know anybody who's interested, definitely send them to me. Happy to have DMs and chats over, socials, so I can give them a hand and give them the right information to make sure that this program is right for them. But I hope to see you guys tomorrow in the masterclass. And I really just don't want you guys to say, I wish I did her program years ago, because the thing that breaks my heart the most is when I have women who are like in their 50s who DM me and say, I wish I knew about you and your programs when I was younger, because I would have loved to have a family. And knowing okay, hold on. This is proof. I know what I'm doing with my hormones. I'm 6 months pregnant. So, I walk the walk, and I have been for the last, 6 years, specifically for my own journey with my, falling pregnant with my first child. I guess that was real proof. I thought I was doing the right thing, but that was, confirmation. So it's really important to, I guess, just to take the plunge. And if you feel as though I'm someone that you feel like you can trust, I really appreciate that. And I would love you to reach out if you have any questions. But I would really love to be the one to guide you on this journey. I feel like the PCOS project there's nothing out there like it. I know, because I have searched and searched and searched to make sure that what I've got is a world first. And it is such a holistic program. As a woman with PCOS, it is literally all you will ever need. You get 6 months access. You get a 12 module education program as well. And you know what? If you're here for another 2 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like on the inside once you get there. I did share this yesterday, but if you're still here, I might as well show you now. So all you need is 2 apps. That's all you need, 2 apps just there. This one is your doing platform. That one is your learning platform. So you click into here. This is where all your nutrition plans and your training plans are, and it will tell you what you need to follow. Yay, I'm so glad you like it. I just got some love hearts. Thanks. It will tell you, if you're in your first half, eat and train this way. And if you're in your second half, eat and train this way. Now, my education program, on the learning platform, which I'll show you right now, that is where you'll be able to figure out, where am I in my halves, and how do I create that rhythm in my body if I have irregular cycles. So then you head into here, you get started. And for my checklist lovers, people who just love to go, okay, after every module, I just have to do this, just to make sure that I am actually healing my PCOS. Then you go here. In the last video of each of your modules, you head to your aligned action workbook. I'll just show you a preview of what it looks like. It's loading. And here we go. So you've got your checklist. So check things off as you go and use the additional resources that are there. I love you so much for being with me live. Thank you guys so much. I hope the audio worked well on Instagram. I know it's awesome on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So I hope you guys all have an amazing day. Thank you so much for joining me.